Okay, I've done all my signatures, all 4 of them, top, 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 and top. It's important that we keep the holes in the same places. So, set that to the side. We're going to start stitching down, and I'm going to clamp these because it'll be a little easier. Throw those in, hopefully not get caught with my stitching. So you can start at the top or you can start at the bottom. We've got an even 6 holes, so it really doesn't make any difference. So I'm going in through the bottom hole, and I'm going to leave a tail, okay? Leave a tail about as long as that. And then I'm going to come back up through the next hole, hole 2. I'm going to hold that snug, and I'm going down through hole 3. Oops. Coming back up through hole 4, back down in hole 5, pulling taut each time, and back out in hole 6. Okay, so I'm going to take my clamps off of this one. I'm going to add the next signature right here, making sure that all the holes line up, and they're marked top, so you'll know anyways. I want to get to the middle of this, and I'm going to clamp actually I could clamp it all together. So now I'm going down into the next, the second signature. I'm going down through, we're going through the top this time, and that has joined them now, there. I'm coming back up the second hole, back down the third, back up the fourth, down the fifth, and back up the sixth. Now I'm wanting to pull these tight because this is where I've taken it off my needle now because it's not long enough to add the other one, and I'm going to tie this in a, I forget what knot it is, tie it one way and then tie it another. I forget that. forget what it's called. And I'm just going to clip that right there. And as you can see, we've got two signatures together now. So we'll be adding signature 3, keeping all the tops, they're marked top together, they all line up. I'm going to the center of the 3rd folder and I'm going to clip these together. It just makes it easier to handle if you have to go in, look inside or whatever. So I'm going to do another 1, 2, 3, approximately 3 or a little longer, it really doesn't matter. And I'm going to just warm up my wax on this wax linen thread without knotting it, just a couple of times. Okay, so like I say, threading the needle is probably the hardest part, but I got it right off the hop this time. So I'm going to leave another thread or a tail, and actually I'm going to come in, it doesn't matter, yeah it does, I want to be able to tie these into each other to start off with. So I'm going to tie a knot right here. And then, like I said, we'll come back in it the other way. So that's good and tight. So now we'll do just as we have before. Down through the first hole, just want to make sure you can see everything I'm doing. I might be zoomed in a little bit. Up through the second, and it gets caught on corners, and down through the third, up through the fourth, down through the fifth, and up again through the sixth. And because we have a tail, we're ready for the next signature, which is our last signature. I have a feeling I did. And this might happen to you. I completely clamped off my signature without having that one there. So I'm just going to pull my threads through. Rethread my needle. I'm showing you mistakes and all, so you know I'm not a perfect binder or a journal maker, but these things do happen. So what I need to do is to get going. I want to make sure these are in the same places. They are. So get back in to the swing of it here. Okay, I'm going to let that dangle just for a minute so I can get this clamped again. And make sure I'm clamping all 4 folders in each signature. Alrighty. So we will snug this one up. That's our tail, so it's snug. So down through the first, up through the second, and down through the third, up through the fourth, down through the fifth, and back up through the sixth. So at this point I'm taking off my clamps. Making sure that these all line up really well. And I'm just going to clamp all of these at the moment. Keep them together. And this is our last signature now. So I'm going to make sure that I open it up in the middle. And I'm going to add the clamp to that one, so I don't make that mistake a second time. Okay, so we've got them all together. So we've come up through this one. You can see that we need to go back down through the first hole next to where you came up. Up through hole 2, down through hole 3, up through hole 4, down through hole 5, and back up through hole 6. And at this point I'm taking my thread off and I'm going to tie it. And trim off the excess. Just put my needle away, and I'm taking my clamps out. And that is for, whoops, now how did that happen?